Hey everyone, I'm Coach Trevor, and in today's video, we're going to be touching on how to manage work and life balance with a chronic illness. Now, for the average person, a long work shift can be exhausting, stressful, and even daunting to think about. Now, let's throw in a chronic illness into the mix, and work can become a whole different beast. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my personal experience navigating with a chronic illness at work and sharing my top 3 routines to get you in a position to conquer your next workday with a new sense of being. So to give you a little backstory about my own chronic disorder, in 2018, I fell asleep behind the wheel and totaled my car. All of the airbags went off and I inevitably hit my head at one time in the mix. What then seemed like a pretty minor concussion would soon show signs of a life-changing chronic disorder. And after many tests and finally getting some answers, I was diagnosed with narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is a chronic sleep disorder that causes excessive daytime sleepiness. And as you can imagine, myself being a fitness coach for a high-energy motivator and business owner, dealing with a chronic illness that makes you sleepy at any point in the day posed challenges and obstacles unimaginable to those looking in from the outside. This disorder has forced me to rethink my daily routines and business practices, and after 3 years of trial and error, I can finally say that I'm in a position of new normality. Keep in mind that the processes listed below took me many months to develop and turn into daily habits, and that doesn't mean I don't have off days either. While these methods may be my saving grace, they may not work for your situation. The important thing is to take away what you can and customize the process to better suit your individual needs. So that being said, let's hop into my top 3 work-life balance tips for managing a chronic disorder at work. Starting off with tip number 1 is going to be monotasking. Now, I'm sure everyone has heard of multitasking, but monotasking is quite the opposite. And that is going to be focusing on just one task at a time and doing your best to give your undivided attention to that task until you're completed with it. Studies have shown that multitasking is quite impossible, and when we try to multitask, we're simply just rapidly task switching from one assignment to the next, therefore reducing our productivity and focus for each of our assignments at hand. By monotasking, or focusing on just one task or assignment at hand, not only can you put forth your best effort and your best focus to that one task, but you are more likely to be more productive in the long run by honing in on just one specific item at a time. Well, this is something I personally struggled with at the start because, again, we're so used to multitasking. I can say from personal experience, I have seen many productivity benefits from stopping the multitasking craze and focusing in on just one task at a time. Even if you start to get distracted and your mind starts to wander, take a tip from meditation and slowly bring your mind back to the task at hand. Don't get down on yourself and don't get frustrated. It's totally normal for your mind to wander off from focus, but simply remind yourself you're monotasking for your own benefit and your own productivity. My second tip is going to be plan everything. And while this may seem overwhelming, what's even more overwhelming is forgetting important appointments or tasks that need to be completed by a certain time. Planning and scheduling in a calendar app or a note-taking app has been one of my top saving graces for staying organized and structured throughout the week. When I first started experiencing my narcolepsy symptoms, brain fog and memorization skills were 2 things I truly struggled with. And even if those aren't things you're struggling with your chronic disorder or illness, I can assure you that getting structured and organized in general is going to save you tons of energy throughout the week. Take a moment each night to look over the schedule, plan what needs to be done for the next day, so the following morning, overwhelm and stress is not the first thing you're facing as soon as you wake up. For our third and arguably the most important practice you should be engaging in, this is going to be communication. Now, this can be communication with family members, this can be communication with your coworkers, and this can even be communication with the bosses who employ you. Now, when I say communication, this means letting people know what you are going through, letting them know the struggles you are enduring on a daily basis. As much as we want to believe that people around us can feel the energy and understand things we are going through on a daily basis, it's simply not the case. And for a while, I struggled with this. I didn't want to let people know, hey, I have this disorder and it could be really challenging for me sometimes, I didn't want to feel like a victim, and I didn't want to feel like I wasn't normal. But the great thing about communication is it proves that we are normal. Having a chronic disorder or illness doesn't make you any different than those around you. If anything, it makes you more courageous and more brave for taking on the challenges and obstacles on a daily basis and doing the same work that those around you are doing. Sometimes all it takes is a single conversation to let those around you know that adjustments in your work shift or life events need to be adjusted to better suit you and help you on the road to success. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, these practices and processes took me a while to build into daily habits and fine-tune to best suit myself. I hope that you take in some of this knowledge and fine-tune these processes to work best for you and whatever obstacles you are going through. Again, my name is Coach Trevor. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and I'm wishing you the best of luck on your journey ahead.